everyone. It's Chris. Just want to kind of give you guys a heads up. In one of my last videos, I had said that my house had a bit of a flea issue, um, and that my cat Zinch was having really bad flea allergies, so I was kind of losing my mind over it. I got home from work today and took the flea comb to both of them. She needs to get drops, so I'll do that for her tomorrow. But I took the flea comb to both of them and saw some big ones on Zinch. He'd been pretty good about not having them. The drops and the baths were working. I vacuumed the house, so that might have kicked some of them up. I gave Zinch a flea bath, and afterwards I noticed he was breathing a bit heavily. He was having labored breathing, and it wasn't something I enjoyed watching at all. So I called my stepmom, and I took him to an emergency vet. And Zinch had congestive heart failure, and he was really bad. He had a lot of fluid in his lungs, and anything I asked the vet what I should do. She said he was dying. And unfortunately, even with the medication and stuff that they said they could do, it would only buy him an extra few months. And this was the hardest decision I've ever made in my entire life. But I said goodbye to my baby boy tonight. I didn't want this to happen to him again. And he was already having trouble breathing. And I've had plenty of asthma attacks, so I know exactly what that felt like. I could hear him breathing across the room. You're not supposed to hear a cat breathe. I spent about an hour trying to figure out what I should do. And as I held him, I couldn't do it. I couldn't put him through even another day of this. So I said goodbye. And I held him. And I promised him I'd find him again. I heard his last breath. I'd had him for 9 years. He was 4 weeks old when I first had him. And I'll be honest, at the time I didn't even want him. But after we were abandoned by the person who was supposed to be with us, I promised him that I would never abandon him. We struggled quite a bit, but I never, ever put him second in anything that I did. He was always the forefront. He was always the most important thing in the world to me. He was my baby boy. He was Daddy's baby. And tonight I said goodbye to my son. So, I'm gonna need a moment. I'm gonna need some time. I opted to have him cremated. They're gonna call me when he's ready. They're gonna bring him in a little urn. They're gonna give me an imprint of his paw. I promised him I would find him again. And I told him to wait for me. I didn't think that I would have to do this so quickly, so soon. Honestly, I thought he would outlive me. He had a heart murmur, and that ended up being what led to this. I made the same promise to him that I'm gonna make to little wizard here. I'm gonna promise to never abandon you. I know you can't see her, but she's right here, taking up all the space in the world on the desk. So if there's a bit of a drought in videos for a while, I'm sorry. This is just hands down the hardest decision I've ever had to make in my life. So I'm sorry if I'm distant for a while.